Hi, my name is Konstantinos. I'm 21 years old and I'm a professional swimmer from Greece. I started swimming when I was 3 years old. Around 15 years old, started making my mark through the swimming circles here in Greece. To me, the pool is my sanctuary and it's where I feel most at home. Nothing was going wrong for me. I mean, I was just 19, 20 years old and then it just happened. I remember clearly the day. I was at the European Championships and then my arm started to swell, to getting red, all the veins popping out. I knew something was wrong. I went to the doctors of the team. One of the national team physicians said that, you know what, it might actually be a thrombus. The first thing I thought was, no way, there's no chance. So after 2 MRIs, we found out that it was a right arm venous thrombosis, and the only solution that they gave me was to do a rib removal surgery and blood thinners also. 1 or 2 doctors, surgeons told me that there was a slim chance of getting back at that high level of competing and swimming, and it felt absolutely awful to hear that. One day my mom came in, she was like, I have found another doctor. We should go hear him out, see what his other options are, and yeah, that's what we did.
Hi, my name is Dr. Avgerinos. I'm a vascular surgeon and I work at the Athens Medical Center, Greece. I first heard about Konstantinos when his mom called me. It was about a year ago, and she was referred to me by a US vascular surgeon. They already had 2 opinions recommending blood thinners and rib resection. Well, I felt that leaving the clot behind would not be enough, especially for an elite athlete like Konstantinos. The problem with leaving the clot behind is that the vein will eventually get scarred. And when you want to have maximum performance and the vein fully recovered, you need to make every attempt possible to remove the clot.
So Dr. Avgerinos was actually the first one to suggest removing the clot. So I was really happy to have that option because it gave me a higher chance to compete again.
We wanted to achieve the maximum possible recovery for his vein. That's why we needed to make an attempt to remove the blood clots. So I decided to proceed with a minimally invasive procedure to remove the blood clot. There are multiple ways to remove the blood clot. The main one we have been using for years being thrombolytics. However, thrombolytics carry a risk of bleeding and require the patient stays in the intensive care unit and in the hospital for a few days. Clot River is a minimal invasive procedure. You can remove the blood clot immediately.
I was really surprised about how quick the procedure was, and after the surgery, I was on my road to recovery.
So Konstantinos was back home, pain-free. He went back to physical therapy, and a couple months later, he was back in the pool training. One day, I received a phone call from his mom. Konstantinos was in Crete, competing in a local race. He had won a medal. His mom was so happy, and she told me that we actually gave Konstantinos life back. I felt a sense of pride and honor to have participated in his care. When
I actually jumped back in the pool for the first time, it was a really relieving experience, and yeah, I was just amazed and happy to be back and back in my normal life.
I have been using the Clot River device since 2017 in the United States. Now, when I moved to the European stage, I was fortunate enough to get this device for the first time, to use it in Southern Europe, and we managed to have a successful outcome. Inari technologies, and particularly Clot River, have radically changed the way we manage venous thrombosis, and Konstantinos' case is an attestation to that. And I'm looking forward for him winning more medals.
Meeting the right doctor who could offer the right treatment was actually a blessing for me. It doesn't matter how old or young you are, thrombus can actually affect anyone. So the goal now is to actually go to the 2024 Olympic Games and compete for the first time. The treatment actually allowed me to get my life back and actually continue do what I love to do.